Growing up in a medical family, board certified medical doctor, pathologist, my dad. At first, he thought none was going to follow him. None was going to follow him. He was encouraging us to take us in to see an autopsy, or somebody's toes had been cut off from frostbite, or other various body parts. He emphasized the lungs a lot, and he'd show a healthy lung, pink tissue, and a lung of someone who smoked for 30 years was all black and gross. That had a strong impact. So I don't think there's any smokers. I'm not doing my fake smoking tonight. I decided that's not good. So growing up in a medical family, yeah, there's always the tension of being on call on the weekends, every other weekend, and whether the beeper is going to go off and he has to go in, and the wife bears most of it, and that's what's so sad about our particular story, that she's the one laying in bed when he gets up to go to work, and she's the one who gets jerked away from an activity when he's on call and has to go in and do an autopsy or frozen tissue samples during surgery, etc., etc. But it ended up that 4 kids followed in his footsteps, board-certified medical doctors. My youngest sister, is actually a registered nurse. So he got more than he bargained for. He got more than he bargained for. But everybody somehow survived medical school, which I could never do the hard sciences. And that's what made me think that I was stupid in school, or very, very average at best. I took classes that I hated: biology, chemistry, physics, trigonometry, calculus, things that I'd never used again, chemistry. And because I didn't do well in these classes, I thought there was something wrong with me. I just wasn't intelligent. In fact, there were about 10 kids in my high school graduating class, maybe 12. And I won the Scholar Athlete Award, and the entire room went totally quiet because I thought it should have gone to Bill Hassler. I maybe was a little better athlete than he was, and he was a much better student than I was. And I immediately went over and just wanted to hand him the award. So embarrassing. I didn't ask for it. I didn't lobby for it. And I said, you deserve this, Bill. And that's what the whole room was thinking. And that actually was one of the most awkward moments, walking up and receiving that award to dead silence. The athletic director who coached our lacrosse team really lobbied hard for me for whatever reason. And yeah, I was good in English and 20th century politics and history, American history, and anything that involved words. But my left side of the brain just does not fire at all, like all these medical doctors. And so the end result is you have this black sheep in the family who doesn't really fit into any category, and that is I. And it's frustrating at times. Lazy, crazy, stupid faker who just didn't have it to go to medical school, or lazy, crazy, stupid faker who wants to be a writer, or lazy, crazy, stupid faker who isn't making money, who's on full disability. And it's a lot of shame in an overachieving family. And that's what I really wanted to say about medical families. That there's this overachieving, grandiose standards that are so fucking high that no one can reach them unless they go to one of the best schools, medical schools in the world, Case Western Reserve, University Hospital, the Cleveland Clinic. And but the price is a high price. Once you make it through, there's a great reward. But I watched, and my sister-in-law's an OBGYN doc, I watched all of these people go through medical school and the effects and the tension that it had on them. And it's a really, really high price to pay. And if people are going to be criticized, just stay to the business world with the 200 million Fannie Mae's and the bonuses and the incredible perks of of business life, because in medical life they earn every penny. They carry that 24 hours a day with them. So my dad was making life and death decisions on a daily basis. So, and that's pretty heavy, and that's part of how he became a rageaholic. He had this incredible tension, and eventually he developed jogging, and that would burn it out of his system. And Robbie, who's also a board-certified pathologist, has done the same thing, just heavily into swimming and sports. And it's incredibly frustrating not to be able to do those anymore. I will walk. I'll walk tonight. But there's a big difference between that and doing triathlons. So, poor me, huh? Poor me. Pour another dope of pity on me.